Today we are looking at the lewdest and etchiest anime from the year 2000. The year 2000 saw Y2K pass without causing the end of the world that had been predicted. Microsoft released Windows 2000, the latest Harry Potter book was The Goblet of Fire, and the PS2 went on sale. But what about the important stuff? Anime. New anime was quiet back then. We didn't get a quarter of the amount of titles that we get come out each season now. However, Japan still delivered a bunch of good old ecchi anime, and here are my picks of the best of them. We're making our way through the best ecchi anime of the century year by year, and we're covering the beginning with the year 2000. So if you want the next installment of the series, make sure to hit the like button for me. Once this video gets to 690 likes, I'll start work on 2001. And I'll quickly point out here that this list is in no order at all. However, I have saved the best till last. So here are my picks for the lewdest anime of the year 2000. I'm kicking off this list with an anime jam-packed full of good ecchi fan service. This anime is called Maid May. This one is a comedy, romance, and sci-fi that follows Satomi Kazuya. Kazuya is a super smart computer geek. One day, his friend Nambara tries to mess with him by sending him a nasty computer virus. While trying to stop the virus, Kazuya accidentally orders something very strange online. A tiny robot girl named May shows up at his door just minutes later. Now, the thing is, May is only 1/6 of the size of a normal human being, which leads to all sorts of funny and, well, awkward situations. But there's one big problem here, right? Kazuya doesn't have enough money to keep May, and the company that made her is really angry that Kazuya hasn't paid, and they'll stop at nothing to get May back. Now Kazuya has to figure out how to protect his tiny new friend while dealing with all the craziness that comes with having a mini robot living with him. This anime, man, is packed full of pantsu shots, there's a hot girl next door, and plenty of moments for ecchi fans to enjoy. Like, May's a mini robot, she needs charging. Where do you plug her in? Yep. Next up, we're throwing in a 2-episode OVA. This one has loads of comedy, some great ecchi, and it's called Labyrinth of Flames. So we meet Galen, a super excited geek from Russia who dreams of becoming a real samurai. But that seems like just a silly fantasy. Or is it? Everything changes when his friend Natsu, who is the successor of a family of Japanese immigrants, gives him an ancient sword. Suddenly, weird things start happening and even weirder people begin showing up out of nowhere to attack him. And now Galen has to stop being clumsy and team up with a group of beautiful women on a wild adventure through a forgotten kingdom. Who knew being a wannabe samurai could be so crazy? But hey, Galen's about to find out if he has what it takes. Now, the cast of the girls in this OVA are top tier, and they do not shy away from giving us a peek. This one definitely holds true to the old school version of fan service. You know, think series like Golden Boy as an example. What also makes this one funny is that in the English dub, Galen is actually voiced by Brock from Pokemon. Yeah, so if you want to see Brock get an Onyx on for the beautiful anime girls and samurai swords, well, this one is for you. We're going all guns blazing now with the detective comedy anime Miami Guns. Yao Sakura Koji is a spoilt rich girl who decides to join the Miami police force because she thinks it'll be all about car chases, gunfights, and, well, blowing stuff up. She's a bit crazy and not the sharpest tool in the shed, but she's ready for action. Yao gets paired up with Lou Amano, the calm and clever daughter of the police chief, who always seems to know what's going on. And while Yao loves causing chaos and being the center of attention, Lou is the one keeping things in check. She's smart and focused, and she often has to bail Yao out of trouble. Sometimes when Yao runs out of money, because her dad's cut her off, Lou lends her some. However, there's a catch. Lou charges Yao a lot of interest. Together, they're a wild duo, cleaning up the streets of Miami and taking on a secret crime group called the Organization. And it's not always easy, especially with Yao's love for, senseless violence, but Lou's there to keep her grounded. Well, most of the time anyway. And I gotta say, this one is chaotic, and that's mainly because of Yao, who is also the main center of the lewd and ecchi stuff in this show, which is, all we really need to hear, to be honest. Next up is an action sci-fi series that really captures that 2000s style. This one is called Vandred. In the world of Vandred, men and women live on different planets, kind of like men are from Mars and girls are from Venus. That kind of thing. Technology has allowed humans to spread across the entire galaxy, and in one star system, men live on the planet Torak, and women live on the planet Mejere. They don't get along at all, and the rivalry is so intense that they don't even think of each other as the same species anymore. Hibiki Tokai is a young guy from Tarak who works as a third-class laborer. One day he tries to steal a robot but ends up getting stuck on a battleship instead. Things, they go from bad to worse when female pirates capture the ship. Just when it seemed like it couldn't get any worse, the male crew of the ship fires on the pirates, accidentally creating a giant wormhole that sucks both ships in. Now, Hibiki and the others find themselves lost far away from their home planets. If they ever want to make it back, the men and women have to figure out how to work together, even though they've spent their whole lives fighting each other. Can they put aside their differences and team up, or will they be stuck out in space forever? So yeah, the main ecchi in this show comes, one from the design of the girls, very nice, but a lot of it comes from the fact that the boys and girls have never lived together, so there's some pretty nice moments going on as they're trying to learn about the opposite sex. Definitely worth a shout. This next one is one of my favorites on the list. It's another OVA called Kirara, and it's about life on the other side. After years of crushing on each other and feeling totally confused, high school friends Chikahira Asai and Kirara Imai finally fall in love and get married. But their happy future takes a heartbreaking turn when Kirara dies in a car accident on their wedding day. Now, because of Kirara's deep love for Chikahira, she stays on Earth as a ghost and gets sent back in time, 8 years to when she first met him. As a ghost, Kirara hopes to speed up her younger self's romance with Chikahira, but her good intentions might just make things even more complicated between the two. Will Kirara's ghostly influence help or hinder the love story she wants so badly to protect? Now, first of all, Kirara is a total babe, probably waifu of the year 2000. Arguably. One thing I love about this show is the innuendos. Man, if you're a fan of the spicy side of anime, you'll appreciate this one just as I do. Okay, so I may have slightly lied to you, but hear me out. I've added a couple of titles from 1999 to this list. I know we're covering the year 2000, but I wanted to make this video a little bit longer and give you some extra ecchi titles to check out. My apologies, but these are worth it. Okay, so let's kick these titles off with a really good comedy romance series called Iketeru Futari. 16-year-old Keisuke Sage has a big imagination and loves daydreaming about pretty girls. And he's got his heart set on winning over Akira Koizumi, the girl he really likes. But there's a catch. Koizumi is a classic tsundere, which means she can be sweet one minute and then, super mean the next. While most boys would give up when faced with her icy attitude, Saji isn't bothered at all. He keeps trying to win her over no matter how many times she pushes him away. This anime, man, it's full of fan service and good ecchi moments, but if I needed to sell this one to you, the anime opens up with two girls looking for an ecchi friend and deliver a line that I think I'm going to live by for the rest of my life, which is, that's okay, ecchi is ecchi. Yeah, definitely check this one out. I rest my case. For me, one of the best things about ecchi is that it goes hand in hand with comedy, and this next one is certainly a very good example of that. This anime is called Colorful, and it is definitely not to be mistaken with the Colorful movie. These are without a doubt two very different genres of anime, that's for sure. So, two horny college slackers and an attractive lecturer, a disgruntled television reporter, a seductive track star and her seduced coach, and a high school girlzilla as big as the Empire State Building. Yeah, this is colourful. This show is packed with over 50 stories that depict men, women, and their pursuits of, well, you know, the good stuff. And I gotta say, the best description I found about this anime was that colourful is a bizarre, twisted, raunchy, and entertaining dosage of animated Viagra. I mean, like, does that not sell it to you? I can't believe how honestly spot on they are with it. Obviously, the animation is of the time, but if you love ecchi, then man, you'll enjoy this one for sure. Okay, the last one from 1999 is another quick dose of ecchi and comedy. This is Ipatsu Kiki Musume. Kunyan is a 20-year-old student from China who is super smart, pretty, and great at sports. But there's one thing she struggles with. Yeah, she has a habit of getting into all sorts of trouble. Now, this is due to her bad drinking habits. However, the anime never actually talks about this or shows it. However, one thing is for sure, Kunyan's everyday life is full of funny and crazy situations. The anime definitely shows that. Each episode of this comedy series follows Kunyan as she faces one wild adventure after another, and to make things even more fun, a narrator chimes in to explain everything that's happening to her in a really kind of silly, sciencey-like way. Why is this in an ecchi list? Well, the show tends to show her off a little bit from time to time, which we can all appreciate, right? Nice. This anime is the pick of the bunch for me, and the one that I'm going to crown as the ecchiest anime of the year 2000. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Love Hina. When Keitaro Urashima was little, he made a promise to a girl that they would both go to Tokyo University when they grew up. But when he takes the national practice exam, he ranks really low, 27th from the bottom. Needing a place to stay while he studies, he heads to his grandma's hotel, only to discover that it's now an all-girls dormitory. You can see where this is going, right? Through a strange turn of events, Keitaro actually ends up becoming the manager of the dorm. Bet you didn't guess that. Now he's living with 5 girls, and his life is about to get a lot more interesting. No, it's about to get freaking crazy. This is a classic harem setting where Keitaro gets into all sorts of awkward situations with the girls. It's lewd, it's ecchi, and it's so very fun. But if you want to learn what the ecchiest anime of each year of the decade is, then make sure to click the video here to get the most lewd anime of the last 10 years in your watch lists.